Deku X Reader, Chapter 17. Holy shit, Toshi whispers. Hi, you say nervously. Toshi brings you in for a hug and doesn't let you go for a couple of minutes. You hug back tighter. You pull away and look at the ground, not really knowing what to say. You've been gone for 3 weeks. Everyone has been so worried. How on earth did you survive? I don't really remember anything. I know that I hit a rock when I tried to stop Izuku's attack, but other than that, I don't remember anything. You reply, looking up.
Come in. It's freezing out here.
You step inside to find Izuku on the couch asleep. You smile and make your way over to him. You take a blanket from the other side of the couch and place it over his body. He snores and rolls over. You giggle.
Time to head off to bed. It's getting late,
Toshi says. You nod and walk to the car with him. Once you're home, you jump straight into bed. Next day at school. Wait up! You turn around to be met with Broccoli Boy running towards you. You stop and wait for him to catch up. I need to talk to you quickly, he says. You turn your body towards him and wait for him to start speaking. I don't think it's a good idea to be in a relationship with you. You're getting in the way of my training, and besides, I think I'm starting to like your Araka. You grit your teeth. I'm getting in the way of training? Yeah, no, it's fine. I see how it is. You just decided to mess with my feelings, and now I feel like a piece of shit. You know what? Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, and go have fun with your Araka. I almost died trying to protect you from getting killed by Bakugo, and what do I get in return? Getting told I'm getting in the way of training? How the fuck was I getting in the way of training? I was gone for 3 weeks. I was on the verge of death, and this is the greeting I get? I thought we were friends, Izuku. Well, if you're gonna be such a bitch about it, maybe you should have died. God, all you do is make everything so complicated. You stare at him with tears threatening to spill. Before you could say something back, you noticed Toshi was nearby and listening to your conversation. He approached and gave Izuku the biggest death glare.
Izuku, go to class now,
Toshi bellowed. Yo, All Might, what's going on? A certain electric boy asks. He looks at your tear-stained face and immediately gets worried. What the hell happened? He asks. Please take care of this young girl. I need to talk to someone. Denki nods and walks closer to you. Your head was tilted toward the ground, and a few tears escaped and landed on the concrete. Follow me. You look up and nod. The two of you were sitting on the roof. You got permission from Nezu to skip classes. Today's classes weren't very important anyway. Both of your legs dangled over the building's edge as you and Denki sat in comfortable silence. Denki stood up and started playing music. It was your favorite song. You look up and giggle at him. He extends his hand and you take it. The two of you danced around. The lunch bell went and you weren't aware that Toshi was standing at the entrance to the roof watching two idiots dance to Megan Trainor. The song ends and he starts to talk.
The two of you are weirdos,
he laughs.
Young Kaminari,
Has she informed you of why she was crying this morning? Denki nods his head yes.
I've talked to Izuku and called his mother, and she's not particularly happy with him at the moment, and neither am I. Your mood instantly gets worse, and you fall silent. Sorry for ruining the mood here. He starts to play another song, and all three of you dance like idiots until school ended. Deku X Reader, Chapter 18. Before the weekend came, Denki insisted on giving you his number. You were hesitant at first, but you gave in. You were now sitting in your room, staring at your phone. You really wanted to text Izuku, but you didn't at the same time. Fuck it, you thought. You grabbed your phone and started to text Izuku. Hey Izuku, what do you want? I just wanted to know why you acted so differently yesterday. I'm calling you. Your heart thumped as you clicked the green button. Listen, I'm not going to be talking to you anymore, nor am I going to be going anywhere near you. Got me? You started to tear up. What did I do? You managed to choke out. Just leave me alone, alright? He says. His voice cracked at the end of his sentence, almost like he was crying. Why the hell would he be crying? He never cared about you. All he did was mess with your feelings, you thought. You didn't know how to react to everything right now. It felt like everything was going in slow motion. Your phone buzzes and your trance is broken. It's Denki. Hey Denki, you say. Hey, you haven't been crying, have you? Possibly, you chuckle. He hangs up. Your mind went blank. I guess he doesn't care either. By this point, all the tears had run dry, so you just put your phone down and tucked your head under your sheets. You don't know how much time passed, but it felt like hours. Your door opened, but no footsteps were heard. You got curious and decided to peek out of your covers. You got a few seconds of view before you heard your name being shouted and then a heavy thing landing on top of you. The blankets got pulled down and your face was met with a certain Pikachu. Denki? You quickly hide your face back under the blankets. You heard him chuckle. Nice to see you too, he says. Come on, get up and put some shoes on. He rolls off of you and falls onto the floor. You quickly look down the side of the bed to see if he's alright. Jump out for a couple seconds, I need to change. He grinned. You know, you could get changed now. Your face became red, and you threw one of your pillows at him. Ow, okay, I get it. He headed towards the door, and before he could actually exit, he looked back and spoke again. Any second thoughts? He says as he struck a pose and wiggled his eyebrows. You went into freak-out mode and made a weird inhuman noise before throwing another pillow in his direction. He chuckled once more before actually leaving the room. You gotten changed into an All Might hoodie and some black leggings with pink sneakers. You exited the room to see Toshi and Denki mingling. Toshi looks at your hoodie and almost spits out his drink, and Denki just stares at you with a red face. Right, let's go. Deku, X-Reader, Chapter 19. Denki, where are you taking me? Nowhere special, really. I just thought you could use some cheering up, he replied. Right now, you were blindfolded, and you had no clue as to what is happening. Almost there. Watch your step. He helps you a step up. And we're here. He takes off your blindfold. You were in a park filled with cherry blossom trees. Not far away from where the two of you were standing, there was a picnic blanket with rose petals scattered everywhere. I'm confused. Did you do this for me? Before Denki could reply, a faint yelling was heard from the other side of the park. I am here! All Might was sprinting across the grass and sideways skidded. He landed perfectly next to the blanket with his clothes covered in grass and dirt. I'm not too late, am I? All Might asks. Your eyes were wide, and you didn't know how to react. You're just on time, All Might, Denki smiles. You start to tear up, and you walk towards the blanket. There's a basket with rainbow cupcakes and a bunch of other sweets and fruits inside. There's also a note sitting next to the blanket. You pick it up and start to read. Dear, we know that you haven't had the best couple of days, so young Kaminari and I decided to make this day one of the best. We have everything planned out, but of course the activities we have in mind are going to all be a surprise. All except for one, which we'll be doing right now. You look at All Might with a confused look. Denki comes up behind you and taps you on the shoulder. Tag. You smile, and your eyes fill with joy. You immediately start to chase Denki around. All Might was hiding behind a tree, hoping he doesn't get spotted. Hey Pikachu, let's team up on All Might. He nods and smiles in response. You both start heading for All Might at full speed. This is not fair, young ones. I don't even think this is allowed, he screams. While trying to escape the two of you, he eventually trips on air and lands face first into the ground. You help him up while Denki is laughing his ass off in the background. You and Toshi join up with Denki, who has helped himself to a lollipop. You take a seat, and Toshi does the same. This day isn't even half over, and it's already been so amazing. You tear up. Thank you guys so much. Toshi and Denki smile while pulling you in for a hug. You're gonna love the other activities we have planned. I'm sure I will. You smile. Later that day. A Ferris wheel? I haven't been on one of these since I was a kid. You shout. Yep, and after this we're gonna go see a movie, Denki says. Best day ever. You could not explain how happy you are that Toshi and Denki went through so much trouble to make this day perfect. You had even forgotten why you were sad in the first place. You gotta start lining up for the Ferris wheel when you spot something out of the corner of your eye. It was Deku and Uraraka, holding hands. You didn't even realize Denki was talking to you until he clicked his fingers in front of your face. You're a bit out of it. What are you staring at? Denki looks in the direction you're staring and immediately spots Deku. That son of a bitch, he whispers. Just ignore them. Today's just gonna keep getting better. Trust me. Denki pulls you in for a hug. You hug back, but you can't help but feel like something is off about the whole Deku being shitty at you situation. Something just wasn't right. You brush it off as it was your turn to hop on the Ferris wheel. You take one last glance at Deku before going into the cart. He was staring at you with an extremely sad expression on his face. Deku X-Reader, Chapter 20. You, Denki, and Toshi were now sitting in a cart waiting for the Ferris wheel to start up.
It took about 10 minutes because a fight broke out between some people, so the runner of the wheel needed to sort that out. To be honest, the fight was really entertaining. It was between two 13-year-olds. They were fighting over a girl. The first dude was a stuck-up brat. All he did was brag about his fighting skills instead of actually fighting. The other was a really nice guy. He was the one that took the girl to the festival. The nice one ended up winning, thank God, and everything was merry again. The other dude went to his parents, sobbing. To be honest, the little brat deserved to be beaten, Toshi whispered under his breath. You and Denki look at him with wide eyes and slightly open mouths. What? Just because I'm a hero doesn't mean I can tolerate stuck-up kids. You just giggle and hug him. Denki joins the hug as well. The Ferris wheel starts moving again, which sends you tumbling backward. Denki ends up falling on top of you. Well, isn't this cliche? Denki says. Yeah, it is. You can jump off now. Nah, I'm good. You're comfy. Denki wraps his arms around you and hugs tightly. You pat his back in a loving sister way. After a few pats, you bring your fist down full force into his back. He lets go and wheezes. You hoist yourself up, using the seat, and pick up Dinky by his shirt. You lay him down on the seat and then proceed to sit on his back. Toshi bursts out laughing, and Dinky joins as well. After a few minutes, you were all now at the very top of the Ferris wheel, and the view was breathtaking. This is beautiful, you squeal excitedly. I know, right? Like, OMG. Denki starts to squeal and clap his hands. A clicking sound was heard, so you turn your head around. Toshi was taking a photo. This is a moment that I had to treasure forever. He smiles while looking at his phone. You smile at Denki, and he smiles back. The Ferris wheel abruptly starts sending you flying over the edge of the cart. Holy shit! Denki screams. Stop the wheel! You hear people scream from below. It took your brain a little bit to realize what had just happened. When reality finally kicked in, you were terrified. Grab onto something, anything will do, just stop yourself from falling any further. You repeated these lines to yourself until you finally had a grip of a metal bar. You look up to see Denki and Toshi freaking out. Your grip is slipping and you can't hold on much longer. Shit, 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 shit. You repeat. This is not a fucking movie. I swear if I fall, I'm gonna be so pissed, but hopefully not dead. You are now holding on by only 3 fingers. Your eyes widen and your heart rate increases even more. And before you knew it, you were falling again. But this time, there was nothing you could grasp to. Your mind went blank and your body went limp. A few tears escaped your eyes. You looked down to see you were incredibly close to the ground. You shut your eyes tight, and everything went black. Deku, POV. I look up to see you grasping onto a metal pole. You kept looking down. I started to run toward you, trying to help before I got stopped. I turned to see Uraraka holding my wrist. I try to pry free, but another hand stops me. Let go of me, you pieces of garbage! I scream at them. No one notices because all their attention was on you dangling from the wheel. We made a deal, Deku, Kachan growls. I didn't consent with the deal. What the hell is wrong with the both of you? I scream at them. Kachan looks at the Uraraka and nods. They both look back at me and smile. The last thing I saw was Kachan's fist flying towards my face. Thank you for listening to Deku X Reader, chapters 17 through 20. This is Bizarre ASMR, and I'll see you next time. Bye!